Buff Metal back with another video. The topic of today's rant: your extreme metal band is probably mad good. All right, guys. This is a little story, dude, from back in the day, and I'm gonna get into this subject in a couple of different areas. Right? There's a few different ways in which I mean this, and we're gonna hope my phone doesn't cook here in the hot sun like it did last time and shut off early. But without further ado, let's get into today's rant. So you read the title. Your band's probably mad good. All right, now, this reminds me of a time, man, back in the day when I was at a record shop. I was at Armageddon Shop in Rhode Island, man, which is a killer metal record shop, you know? And this is back when I was first getting into extreme metal. And me and a buddy were there who got me hip to a bunch of stuff back in the day. Like, you know, he was showing me shit like Psychroptic or like Time Ghoul and stuff like that. He was all into the brutal stuff. And or just like really death metal and stuff in general. But regardless, man, me and him one day take a day trip out to Armageddon Shop, and we're going through records, and like, dude, when you go to Armageddon Shop, man, you'll see there is a ton of extreme metal, and especially if you're not really like too familiar with shit. Dude, we started looking at like all the album covers and stuff, and we were holding them up and we were showing them to each other, and we were like, damn, this band's probably mad good, bro. You know, it's just like, dude, there was just so much of it, you know, and sometimes I think about that story, man, it still cracks me up to this day, and the bigger point of it is like, you know the deal, man, as you can imagine, dude, I get a lot of recommendations and stuff, and sorry, guys, I'm real slow to move through bands, and, you know, there's a ton of stuff I want to check out, too, so, you know, I can be pretty behind the ball as far as checking shit out, but, yeah, dude, a lot of the time, though, nowadays, man, I find myself with that same opinion. Damn, bro, yeah, you're probably mad good, you know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't want to listen to you, or that, you know, like I'm not paying attention to new releases and like, you know, the infinite flow, but that's exactly the thing, man, is there's such an infinity of music out there that sometimes, man, you know, I really don't care to discover very fast or go through stuff too fast, and you know, like, not for nothing, man, like, being mad good, is that really the point either? You know what I'm saying? There's tons of these bands now that literally are that. They're mad good. You know what I'm saying? They're wicked good, dude. They got the technical skill for days, and they, you know, they got the album cover and it's all gory or you know, painted to the T. And, you know, sometimes I just think, yeah, man, of course it's mad good. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and some of these bands get a lot of clout. You know, I like kicking this dog while they're down. But, you know, what's that fucking band? Skeletal Remains and shit. Like, I remember I seen them open once at Exhumed show. And, you know, like, they played, and I was talking to a dude in the crowd, and I was like, you know, damn, dude, this sounds like Morbid Angel. And he was like, yeah, man, fucking, you know. And then a few minutes go by, and we're like, dude, why wouldn't we just listen to Morbid Angel? You know what I'm saying? Why would I be listening to this if Morbid Angel exists? And, you know, I there's tons to dig into there. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I find that there's a lot of same, and there's not a whole lot of two people who, you know, now these days, I don't know, man. I can't stop listening to their bands, but like just G.G. Allen, man, and Seth Putnam, dude, right? Like, now you want to talk about like what's actually mad good to me, like, when I'm not saying it facetiously or anything like that, to me it's going to be bands like that now. What I'm always looking for, and this is why I'm stoked up too for the Lord Humongous and goddamn Morton Red show, because I think they're a good example of what I'm talking about, is that bands like those, man, or like, you know, Anal Cunt or G.G. Allen and stuff like that, they don't necessarily fit a mold of anything, right? It's really hard to put really any of that in a box. Morton Red, man, I don't know. Can you put his music in a box, you know, whatsoever? Dude, I'm stoked to see him live. I know it's just going to be a fucking killer show, dude. Yeah, if you haven't, you know, you don't even need tickets. How about that? The doors are open, I guess, and you can just go and check him out, dude. If you're in New Bedford or even in Massachusetts somewhere, please come out, dude. It's going to be a fucking killer time. But the point is, man, is like, I'm always looking for those bands now. The bands that have a little more like fucking like of an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the skill stuff and nerding out, and oh yeah, we're taking inspiration from this lost 1997 band that, you know, blah blah blah, and it's like, dude, it's fucking, sometimes, dude, it just feels like dork shit, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys ever feel like that? Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't feel like being a goddamn dork today. Can you just like fuck me up, dude? Can you get me in the pit and fucking wiggling around and beating up children and stuff like that? That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to get out there, pass out knuckle sandwiches half price, dude. 2 for the price of 1, you know? Get in the pit, dude. Just act a fool, you know? Like, have fun, dude. And sometimes, man, I do think that is the biggest element that people are forgetting, you know? And I heard this in that Lividity interview that Jimmy from the Block did, where that dude, I can't remember his name at the moment, but the old front man for Lividity is talking, and he's basically like, yeah, man, back in the day, you know, when all these bands like Disgorge and shit were coming out, like, everybody was like shocked by each other's sound. Everyone was like, whoa, what the fuck is that, to every other band, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like that's the same case today, you know, where I feel like a lot of the time people are just fucking like going, oh, that was sick, I'm just gonna do what they did, you know what I'm saying? So it gets a little, and it's not that sometimes that can't be good, dude. Like, look at all the Carcass clones, you know what I'm saying, dude? I'll take Carcass clones any day of the week, man, you know? Like, that shit is just, I don't know, for some reason it always hits to me, that subgenre, you know? I love all that stuff. But as far as like, I don't know, Morbid Angel clones, or even like, dude, like, it's funny, man, because I used to kind of be a fan of like the early Blood Incantation stuff, but the more you check out like Time Ghoul and Agony and some of these other bands that they were like inspired by, you're kind of like, damn, you guys are like one of those like knockoff bands too. And I hate to say that, man, because dude, I know the hate is ever present for those guys, but like, I'll always like Starspawn, man, and Interdimensional Extinction's pretty cool too. But at the same time, man, yeah, it's like, it's funny, it seems that there's a lot of more of the same, and I'm looking for shit that's more of a fucking kick in the nuts, bro. I want to feel the anger, the passion, the fucking, like, you know, I feel a little shook from something, you know? You know who came out with speaking of the devil, you know who came out with a really good EP there, or like a promo or whatever, was Jimmy from the Block himself, man. That album he just put out, Prelude to Agony or whatever, with the 2 songs on it. I gave that the rip. I'm waiting for the CD to come in because I bought it, but I couldn't take it anymore. I had to check it out, so I gave it the listen, and holy balls, dude, they killed it, man. That's how you do like inspiration, yet like pushing it forward well at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Where it sounded sick, man. Didn't sound like dork shit at all, and dude, power to you. You pulled it off, man, you know? So yeah, dude, I guess I've just been thinking about that too, because man, I got some band shit on the horizon, some stuff that I'll probably upload tonight from sessions I was having yesterday. I was jamming with some bands, and we were playing G.G. Allen covers, man. So I'm gonna upload tonight a cover of Bite It, You Scum. And then we kind of freestyled a little song after that called I Hate Orphans, which is the guitar player's old Instagram username. But yeah, dude's a funny guy, man. So when I was explaining it to them, because they're not as into the extreme stuff as I am, I'm like, look it, man, I'm not trying to be king death metal here. I'm not trying to be, you know, the perfect punk guy or something. I am trying to do something that gets people going, oh shit, you know, because that's what I want to see. You know what I mean? I want to see more bands that come out and go, and make you go, whoa, you know what I mean? Or that's fucking weird. That's fucking far out there, you know? Like, that's my, what I'm looking for these days. And it's funny, man, when I go back and I listen to like She Lay Gutted or Cranial Impalement, I still feel that when I listen to those albums, man. Something about the magic of those early BDM albums, Lividity, they have all that power and that rawness. And not only that, man, but it's like underpolished, but it's also like, you can feel the power in it, you know what I mean? The fucking, that there's nothing that they are directly like ripping off or just trying to be cool with. I think the being cool thing is like a plague in the metal scene, dude. Sometimes, man, I feel like when I'm talking to metalheads, goddamn, bro, I got this, yeah, I can't even get into it really, but when you got a guy who's like, did you know that this band came out? This band was mad good. Oh, you haven't heard blah, 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 but you like Repulsion, bro, blah, 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 blah. And dude, you got this like flow of like infinite, like, yeah, and this, and this, and this, and this. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking nerd. I don't want to hear it, damn it. Yeah, man, but like, that's that shit where it's like, it's probably mad good, and guess what? I don't give a fuck, you know? It's just like, I am looking for the party, dude. I'm looking for the fucking get down, the having fun, the something that can have some brews to, make a mess in the pit. I want Armageddon, man. I don't want fucking like basement dork shit. You know what I mean? And again, you know, I talk about them all the time. Like, that's why I like the Hell's Headbangers shit, man, is because they always seem to have that vibe. And that's kind of why I buy a lot of their releases, man, because for some reason they know how to like grab those releases. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the point is, at the end of the day, man, I'd like to see some weirder bands, you know, some bands that have more fun, more ACs, more. I don't want to see Gigi Allen, man, or someone even try and impersonate that shit. But I would like to see something that was as raunchy and ballsy and just like filthy, you know. I miss the filth. Where is the filth? You know, that's what's missing in metal, I think, these days, man. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Fucking thank you guys for watching Buff Metal. Stay tuned for that damn Gigi Allen cover I'm gonna upload tonight. And god damn it, I better catch you if you're an East Coaster in Massachusetts, fucking Rhode Island, wherever. If you're in that South Coast area, you know, come to that Mordant Red Lord Humongous show. You will not be disappointed. Lord Humongous is fucking anyways.